as a brief roadmap, I will I will rebuild my case and then attack my opponent's case. Okay, so my opponent attacks my valuing criterion by saying that it is immoral to stay oppressed, or to let the people in the Middle East stay oppressed. Well, this is not necessarily true. I mean, it's not immoral to stay neutral in a battle. I mean, just look at Poland. Nobody yells at them for not fighting people. That's just not how it works. He didn't really attack human rights. He mainly stayed on morality and how it was immoral for what we are doing now. Or not what we're doing now, what I am imposing or trying to impose. He attacked my first contention by saying that Libya, well, my example of Libya, by saying that they shut down their government because they wanted democracy, and that's not necessarily true. There's no evidence for this. I gave evidence showing that they didn't want democracy. They just didn't want what governmental system they had now. That doesn't mean that they wanted a democracy. And he attacked my second contention by saying things like the ancient Roman Empire with the democracy they had there, that it lasted for a long time. And while it did last for a long time, that is because it had a small number of people within the country. And once it kind of got overloaded with people, it became unstable and shut down. So that's what happened there. And there's a high population in the Middle East right now. So there's that. I will now move on to attack my opponent's case. He rebuilt his value of safety by saying that there is much more violence in the... Stop deep throating things, Jet. Saying that there's much more violence in the Middle East as opposed to other places like the U.S. or any other nation. And this isn't necessarily true. He was saying that there are groups of people in the Middle East that are doing this solely to cause chaos. And who's to say that's not happening in the U.S.? I mean, there are gangs everywhere that solely exist to fight with other gangs, and there are gangs that solely exist to do drive-bys and shoot people. I mean, and these are not small groups of people. They're fairly large. So I am going to cross-apply that for criterion and the third contention because he uses the same thing there, and so did I. So, yeah. I'm saying first contention, he was basically saying that I was saying that everybody is a terrorist that's in the Middle East. And this is not necessarily what I was saying. I was saying that people can leave if they choose to, and we are giving them that free choice to leave or not. So there's that. And then for the second contention, he was saying that there is a lot of violence in the Middle East. And there's also, cumulatively, everywhere else has more violence than in just the Middle East. I mean, if you take every single country, obviously that's going to build up to more than all the countries in the Middle East. And in the Middle East and around a little bit of Asia and stuff is where a majority of the population is. So, thank you.